good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, it's Sunday morning, and you know what that means? That means that we're going to do our Sunday walk about. And I was out in the rain getting footage for you all so that you could see my beautiful garden and see some of the changes that are happening. And here on the table, I don't know if you were with me on Wednesday, but I made this beautiful bouquet, and it has lasted even till now, which is so good. So from Wednesday to Sunday, and it's been out here just getting some of this fresh rain and looking really spectacular. So come, let us go walk around and enjoy the garden. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow together. Well, today is Sunday, August 18th, 2024, and it is raining outside. It's about to rain a whole lot this morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. But I wanted to get out here and give you a walkabout because things are changing in the garden. It's cooling down and we're getting a lot of rain. And so what was suffering is now actually getting a boost of water and support, and it's just changing. So I want to walk through the garden and highlight specific things and just share with you what's going on for this new week that is ahead. And so we're going to start here with my hydrangea hedge. And I've got to tell you that I have been highly concerned about this hedge because during the heat wave, the plants were not getting watered as they should, and they started to wilt, and I was concerned that I would lose my hydrangea hedge. But my hydrangea hedge has now rebounded with the rains that have been coming. And so all of this great water and moisture has caused the leaves to perk up. And what I did was I came through and I'm starting to cut off the flowers, because as you can see there with some of them, that the flowers were shriveling up and dying back. But I found that the Nico blue flowers or plants suffered the most with that. But this one here, the white, this is a propagated bridal bouquet endless summer, and it did not suffer the same way as the Nico blue. And you can see the comparison here. The white flowers, the mop head flowers, those are from the bridal bouquet, whereas these here, that's from the Nico blue. And I had to come through and cut off the tops here because I didn't want the plant to be putting all of that energy into dead blooms. And so it looks better also too. And I'm glad for the new growth. There's been new growth coming up, as you can see, and the leaves are looking so much more healthier than before, which is a very good thing. Now you can tell that this hydrangea is a different type of hydrangea. I don't know the name of it, but it is definitely much more happier, and it stayed this blue for much more longer period of time than the Nico blue, and it has not turned. So I know it's a different type of hydrangea. And I don't remember, at the time when I was buying hydrangeas, I wasn't gardening, and so I wasn't really paying attention to the names of the plants. But I believe I got this as a bargain plant, and I put it in the ground, and it is doing fantastic here. it's really shown up to be a really good plant. And so I would love to propagate this one some more. And then here in the hedge, my rhododendron did well and is doing well right now. And I also have this one, of course, you could tell that this was a Nico blue. And from just the flowers. Yeah. Now, as we go down here, this is one of the plants that I had gotten from Costco. I don't know, the leaves are kind of droopy there, but they're still green, so I think they'll do fine. I think they just need some more water. It looks a little dry, but it will perk up. And I have to say that this is an old-fashioned lace cap hydrangea, and it has done fantastic this year. This has definitely been the year of the hydrangeas, and this lace cap has really flourished. You can see it here. But it's really flourished here in the garden. And then behind it here is a rhododendron right there. Isn't that pretty? It's doing well. So we have here the hostas, which did well also, and they are still here. And I love the hostas with the hydrangeas in this garden area. For some reason this year, my apple tree did not flower, neither did it produce any apples at all. This has been a barren year for this apple tree. But I am hoping that next year it will be different, and that it will produce some apples. It looks much more healthier than it looked in a while, you know. So I'm pleased about that, but I'm disappointed about not having any apples at all on it. And it is a multi-branched plant with different varieties. So on this one tree, it has the Macintosh, the Granny Smith, the Cortland apples. It's been grafted. They've been grafted on the branches here. And so I believe as it continues to grow, that it will finally develop and gain a good root system that we can then have apples in the future. And I am also here in my food forest. I call it my food forest. My trees here that I had planted. This here is the Bartlett Pear, and I cut down the tops of the Bartlett Pear because I wanted it to be a certain level. I don't want it to be too high, and I wanted to put its energy in becoming more stronger. I don't know what is on the leaf. It looks like rust on the leaves, but in the spring I didn't do any spraying, so I think that's what I'm experiencing here with my fruit trees, because I did not spray at all, and they suffered. Look at that, the rust. But it still looks good. It's still green. Then I love these yellow flowers here. They came back this year. Last year, the yellow, I think they're called marigolds, marsh marigolds. these yellow flowers, they have come into their own this year. Last year, the leaves were eaten by, I believe, the Japanese beetle. The Japanese beetle loved these yellow flowers. The leaves, the tender leaves. But this year it rebounded, and I'm so glad that it's here because it just gives a nice pop of color here to this bed. Well, right here I also have another fruit tree, and this is my Asian pear tree. Asian pear, and it is grafted on. Different varieties are grafted on to the Asian pear tree, and it's been here for a while. It has some of the similar signs as the Bartle, but it's not as bad. The leaves look much more thicker. It did not flower that well. I have to say that the Bartle pear did flower a little bit, but this one did not flower. But the leaves are much more bigger, and it looks like it may do well this year coming up for next year, right? I think so. Now I have a side shoot coming up. I'm going to trim that. It's coming from the base there. As I said, they like grafted on. Like this is an Asian pear type. I don't know how to read that name. And then I try to keep the tags on. And here's the Shinsinki Asian pear. This branch right here, that was that branch. And then I don't know what the others are. But it is here, and whatever I can get from it, I am thankful. And then beside it, I have my peach tree. And this peach tree has been suffering. I did not spray it, and it has been suffering for the last years that I've had it in here. Now, the peaches have developed. As you can see, I have peaches there. But there's this worm that's boring into them and causing them to be infected by something. But right now, this year, as you can see, the leaves look good. It's becoming more stronger. This one doesn't have the same sickness like the others, but the fruit has been infected. So hopeful for this one. I want them to gain their own strength, to become strong, over time and bear fruit without me having to spray. But we'll see as time goes by. So this is my fruit forest. I have the peach, I have the pears, and I have the apple tree. And then what you see here in the middle, this is the beautiful Casablanca lilies that have done very well. And look how tall it is. So I'm allowing it to gain strength so that we can have flowers for next year. extremely pleased with my red Impatiens on this back side border. That they are the highlights, one of the highlights here in my garden. The red Impatiens have really come through well, and they look healthy and they've bushed out nicely. And this is, of course, my shade garden. The hostas are looking fairly good. You know, everything is a little tired from the heat, that heat wave that we got, but back here is fresh because of the shade. And I do think it's always important to have some sort of shade garden because it just adds to the garden, just makes the garden look good. And these yellow flowers, now this yellow flower, I don't know, this daisy-like flower, I don't know the name of it, but it was given to me from a gardening friend at the community gardens. And it is prolific. It grows in sun. It grows in shady areas. I have it in the upper gardens in the sunny area, and it's doing well. And I have it here in the shade, and it is doing fantastic as well. It's looking really, really good. And it has just really been a workhorse plant at this particular time in the garden. Excited about the plum tree here, and this is another part of my food forest, and the plums are in number here. Now the last 2 years I didn't have any plums, but this year I have plums, and I'm excited about that. This is a Stanley plum tree. But the only thing that I don't understand is what this is. I don't know. That has been happening to the plum tree. So if you know anything about what that is, and you can give me some information on that, that would be great. I did not spray it this year, but it still has produced, and I am so happy. I'm looking forward to having plums, and the plums are all the way up the tree. All the way up the tree. It's raining out here, so that's what you hear. You're hearing the rain. And then this is the golden egg plum tree. And this plum tree is doing fantastic as well. I have a lot of plums growing in the tree, and I will have plums. I did sample one, and it's not ready yet, but it's starting to get sweet. There are some, I noticed that there are some wormy things that want to get into it, especially at the sweet area. But when I cut it away, it hasn't bored as deeply in to the fruit. And you can see it weighted here. See that? It's so beautiful. My fig tree is another one of the fruiting plants or trees in my garden, and I have eaten of the figs. There are some new figs developing here. I don't know if they're going to ripen on time, but it is so exciting to have my fig tree come back because it had died back completely, and I thought that I'd lost it. It came back. It had a few branches last year, but no fruit. And this year, whatever it was, this year has been great for the fruit trees, for the hydrangeas. They've just done very, very well in the garden, and I'm excited about this because I love figs. I love the figs, and so I hope that it will have a good winter and a good spring again so that I can have figs in my garden. Too, I also have my grape vine that is doing well. I mean, it's just taking over. I just have to get right in there and do some cutting. But in the grapevine, I can see some grapes developing here, and I'm needing to go in and cut back the grapevine and harvest my grapes. So this here is my jewel garden, which is doing fantastic. It continues to flower. It's just beautiful. I love the cleome. These are volunteers, and there's nothing like volunteer plants. They seem to grow even better than when you seed them yourself. They just look so good in the garden. My bee balm is finishing. I'm going to cut that back, and some of the phlox are finishing up. I just love how the elephant ear looks here. And then I have here my zinnias, and this is their time to show up in the garden. Now you see how this looks? This is because the finch, the birds, have been eating my zinnia seeds. That's what that is. They're not allowing them to go to seed, they're eating them. And I guess it's okay, but I do want to save the seeds eventually. But they are really having a time at eating the zinnia seeds. And then my cosmos too self-sowed themselves here as well. And the color is just so pretty in this garden area. Things are just looking really good. My David Austin rose is a great success this year. And this is its second year in, I think, or third year, second year. So next year it's going to really take off. It's a beautiful, beautiful pink. I just love it. I am just so very pleased with my Rose of Sharon. This plant was given to me by my aunt. She has Rose of Sharon all through her garden, and it's self-seeded and created little seedlings. And she gave me 3 of them. The other 2 did not survive, but this one has. And look at how beautiful the flower is. This Rose of Sharon. I'm so pleased with it. Then I also have 4 o'clocks. I saved the seeds last year and planted them in and placed little seedlings here, and they are doing well in the garden. And I also have here my zinnias, and these are from a pack of seeds from the Dollar Tree. Look how pretty this looks here. This is just a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sight. I am just thrilled with this August garden area here. This has just been so beautiful, with all of the plants coming together to make a beautiful, beautiful, attractive side garden here with the hibiscus and it's just very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. And the roses, my Pinkabell rose, they're opening up even more. How beautiful is that? This is its third or fourth flush. And each time it just gets better and better and better. This rose has been the showstopper of the garden this year. Just so beautiful. I cannot complain about this. It's been so good. If you like this video and you like what I'm doing here in my garden, I'm inviting you to join me for the rest of the season when I give garden walks, that you can be a part of my garden journey and see how the garden is just developing, and you can experience this beautiful, beautiful space, my cottage garden here at Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this walkabout here in my garden, and I hope that you will come on back again to Catherine's Garden and Home, where we grow, 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 grow together, and know that there is still so much in the season, so much to see and so much to enjoy. So come and join me again here at Catherine's Garden and Home. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.